what also we had to do to you, we had done in those 2 years. Some of this is not working. It's fine. When machine doesn't work, man still continues working, right? So man is always over machine. I think I am audible. It's not me asking you a question. Maybe perhaps I will be asking on behalf of all of us or most of us questions which are relevant. Like one problem we suffer from, knowingly or unknowingly, perhaps most of the time we don't realize. Be it elders, youngsters, kind of ailment. It's of memory loss. We sort of forget things, forget events, forget faces, forget names, and how dangerous it is for the student community. Forget the formula, forget the lessons they have learned. Now, when I forget things, and these are the necessary things to have a solid memory, right? Sometimes memory becomes a cause for concern, but without memory, we are just like vegetables, right? So, I'll seek your suggestion to the youngsters, perhaps. And why it is so important, because when I don't have the memory, I'm talking about this scenario of writing an exam, right? I want to do best, but I don't have sufficient preparation. I keep on forgetting things, I cannot recollect things. Then I tend to take unfair means, which is so common, without thinking about the consequence. So there, my intention is perhaps good. I want to get a good result, but the way I follow is not good. So could you suggest something in a crisp manner that's what you do always to all of us? How to enhance our memory? Thank you.
One of the most important things which I was sharing earlier about the main period which we are right now in, students. We are students. And there are a few aspects in this one. One of which is also waking up early, because we feel if we wake up early we'll be much more tired in class, we'll sleep in class, or later on we'll feel tired and we'll go back to sleep or something. Doesn't matter how long we sleep in the night, early morning, that 10-15 minutes extra, it's always the best, no? But still, if you try to wake up early, and you will already be able to wake up early if you go early to sleep. I mean, it's different if you are some politician or someone like me, or some big businessman who have important meetings in the night or whatever. But still, we should try to wake up as early as possible, and the best time to wake up in the morning is called the Brahma Muhurta, which is between 4 to 6 a.m. In those times, exactly that. That's the reaction what I had when I heard. 4 to 6 a.m. What happens when we wake up in that time is that's the time before sunrise. You don't need to get up at 4, you can get up at 5:45, just before sunrise. Because in that period, doesn't matter what you do. You can do meditation, you can do your sadhana, you can do your pujas, you can study, you can do some work. Whatever you are doing, in whatever field you are doing, that work, if you are doing in that period of time, the concentration level of your mind is very focused. And one more thing is good, these distractions are not there in the morning. Because others at that time are sleeping. While in my speech I had 2 or 3 calls. That you will not have in the morning. In the morning, it's the time for yourself. Before thinking about others, focus on yourself. Go within yourself and try to, I know this sounds very boring for most of you, but try it. I'm not telling you to do 1 hour, 2 hours of meditation. Just try to sit. Doesn't matter, let the thoughts come. The work of the thoughts in our mind is that it will come and go. You can't control your thoughts. You can't stop them. People say, we sit in meditation and we stop thinking. Absolutely. That's the highest stage, samadhi. For that, I will take maybe 100 years, probably. But at least what we can do is just sit, close our eyes, do absolutely nothing. What thoughts are coming, let them come, let them pass through you and let them go. Same as Maya. What's Maya? Maya is money or any type of materialistic things in the world. That will come. You can't, people say, okay, you took sannyas, that means you renounce Maya. You renounce what you can renounce, but You don't separate yourself from it. That's the part of the worldly world, how it works. Things will come and go in life. In the same way, in the morning when you wake up, try to be focused, try to meditate for 10-15 minutes as much as you can. Go for a run or do whatever you want, but just get up before sunrise. Even you will see if you study in that period of time. I don't know one of you will, but still when we have goals or something we do. So if you study at that time, that's the peak time where you will not forget things. Later on in the day, whatever you study, you might forget. But the things which you study in that period of time, it will be harder to forget. Let's say when you have a train or you have a flight to catch early morning, we all get up, right? We all say we have a flight to catch, we'll get up. So if you have something looking like you have something which is going to happen in your life, I have to study. You have that determination towards studying. You have the determination, you have to catch the flight, you will wake up. People will say it's hard to wake up in the morning. It is hard, but if you have something to look forward to, I know studying is not looking forward to, maybe you get this one. If you make that your goal, this is the prime time to study. This is the age where I can do something in my life. Later on, I'll be busy, I'll be working, whatsoever you might be doing, whichever field you will be going. But this is the prime time to get knowledge. So our focus is to study. So why not spend that time on study? That's one of the things. Second is food, whatever we eat is very important. And third, for the older section of the kids, brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is celibacy, which I personally follow, and which is for male and female for both. This is the most important. It is said in the Shastras and the Upanishads that at least later in the married life, it's okay, but at least till 25 years, try to hold it in. It's very important for us because, let's say you have a pot. You're filling up the pot, but the pot has a small hole. Will the pot ever fill? No. There will be always something more. So, virya, you all know what I'm talking about, that is the most important thing in our life. And when we preserve that, it can give you so much powers in your life. It can make you so much more energetic, much more motivated, much more, and it helps a lot with memory. If you have it, if you preserve it, and if you follow it, then it can really help you in your development in your life.
Thank you, Swami. I had 2-3 more questions, but which got answered in the process of your deliberation. Thank you for that. And maybe 1 or 2 more questions, ma'am. Would you like to ask anything? Sai Data has one burning question.
Yes, I think Vikramaditya has one question, and morning he was sharing, probably he'll ask.
I hope it's an easy one.
So firstly, I have a pretty straightforward question. To what extent did you pursue your education or academics in general?
I finished my Bachelor's of Arts.
Bachelor's in Arts. I see. So, why should we be convinced to follow the lifestyle that you have given us? Exactly.
I'm not telling you to follow it. That's up to you. I can't force anyone in life to do anything. Even your parents can't force you. They can tell you as much as possible. It's up to you if you want to follow it or not. I'm not telling you to leave your family and everything. That happens when you feel from within you are renouncing things in your life. You feel from within it will come.
So why do you think we should renounce all we have?
I'm not telling you you should live your normal life. I'm just telling you should be in your life. You should have some time for spirituality in your life. That would really help you in your life. That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to leave everything and go. In your day-to-day life, in your married life, in your busy schedule, just find at least half an hour for yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Swami, and thank you to Vikramaditya. We'll have a full session sometime.
Vikramaditya, you can hit me up on Insta.
Some other time. And 2 or 3 more questions were in my mind. One was this about renunciation, that it is a misconception in some of us, or maybe most of us, that spirituality means living out on everything. And
one thing, in renunciation, many people say, Swami, why do you have technology, why do you have phones, why do you travel? Adha Baba Jamana Gaya. We are not living in that century. We are now in 22nd century. When the world is moving on, I have to move on with. Now let's say if I have a hall, I can have 500 to 1,000 people listening to me. But through social media, why did I mention Insta? Because through social media we can spread the message, we can spread whatever I say to millions of people. So why should I not use technology in a good way? Everything has a good aspect and a bad aspect. Phones in particular, they can be good for you, they can be bad for you. It's up to you how you take it. What you watch on it, you know what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, thank you. And I think our spirituality, none other than Whitney Houston has said wonderfully in one of her songs, what is spirituality all about? I want it all, no time for less. So spirituality is all about living with all, everything. I want everything, not just something. So it is about the totality.
So, sir, I know how beautiful Maya is and also how dangerous it is. Though we involve ourselves into spiritual events, meditation, satsangs, at one point of time we deviate from the spirituality or spiritual vibes and fall into the Maya again. In order to consistently make yourself not fall into it again, what can we do?
Nothing is consistent in life. What comes goes. If you will have the thought to renounce, you will go, and then you will seek it. You will go back. But if you have whatever you think about, whatever is your thinking process, that will be your mentality. If you think about movies whole day and night, you will be attracted in your dreams or your mindset or whatever it shall be, it will be focused towards that. If you think about spirituality, if you read spiritual books, you will be towards that. If you read political books, if you read motivational books, your mindset will be diverted in that way. It's up to you. Your mind is in your own control. Your mind has thoughts all the time that will come and go. But if you, deep down in your heart, in your mind, in your self-consciousness, if you have a goal in your life, I'm following this is what I want to do. Doesn't matter how much you divert, you will come back to that path and ultimately you will come back. If you have that mindset, if you have that goal in your life. If not, but still.
Thank you, Swami. Maybe there are two more quick questions before we go into
Ji Prana, hope you remember me.
I do.
Sir, you have said that the 0 to 25 years of age is ideal for brahmacharya, that is celibacy. So shall we suggest that in India, the age for marriage should be 25?
Yes, it should, but it is now as we modernize the marriages are happening. Rural areas where I am in Rajasthan, there child marriage still does not happen. It does not happen. Very rarely you might see few cases. Even though कि राजस्थान में रहता हूँ वहाँ होता रहता है, इतना नहीं होता. But still, it is somewhat. But the ideal, but before the lifespan used to be much longer. Lifespan used to be 100, 110. Now 70, 80 people are going. So that 0 to 25, let's say 0 to 18.
Now it is not child marriage, even 18 is 7 years before 25, right? So it's too early, right? 18 is
18 is too early, but let's say 22, 23. But people used to live 100. Mahabharata, people used to live 2, 300, 400. Now we are living, people are living like, I get sick twice a year. My Guruji is 77. Still he is very good, but still I'm saying people last 80, 85 after that.
I do agree with you, it should be 25.
Thank you, Joseph.
It's an all boys residential school where the amount of aggression is required, but at the appropriate place. So I'll request if you can enrich the thought process of these young minds, how they can control aggression and bitterness beyond certain zones where it is required. Say sports field and arena, that aggression is required for activities. But beyond that, what the children should do, that they are able to control their aggression, unnecessary aggression and bitterness, so that they have a very good bonding and camaraderie, which is there in the air. But we know how things are changing. So if you can kindly highlight on that whole case.
Life is same like climbing stairs. Climbing stairs is much harder, but when you go down, like let's say a mountain ahead, you climb up a hill, it will take longer time, but when you go down, it's much quicker. So in the same way, your spiritual process or your life process, in your life, it takes a lot of time to achieve to the goal where you are. But anger, greed, jealousy, these things takes you 1 second and you will be completely gone. So in life, things happen, and I also went through this phase. I am still going through this phase, that is 23. Anger is a part of life, but how to control it is up to you. So again, all is mind games. Everything is happening in our mind. If you control your anger and you divert that into joy, harmony, you have anger towards someone, you be angry with me, I'm not angry. Learn how to forgive people. I know it's very hard. I know it is very hard to forgive people for things what they have done, but you are not at that stage of forgiveness. Someone took your tuck or something from your tuck shop or from your cupboard or something. That's what I'm saying. You can't. When you get bigger in your life and bigger things happen, then you realize these small fights which we had in school was nothing. Just try to convert your anger into something else. If you're angry, go for a run. If you're angry, turn it into sports. So do something which you like. Listen to music which is only allowed for 9th and 10th and 11th, 12th on Saturday, Sunday, but still. Do something which you like. Divert the anger, convert the anger into something which is more useful in your life.
स्वामी जी प्रणाम।
प्रणाम सर।
ये प्रश्न मैं संगमरमर अकेडमी के छात्रों के संदर्भ में पूछ रहा हूँ।
जी।
एक बहुत दिन पहले मैंने BBC लंदन का एक इंटरव्यू देखा था अमिताभ बच्चन के साथ। उन्होंने अपने इंटरव्यू में कहा था कि आज मैं जो भी हूँ वो अपने भाग्य की वजह से हूँ। मेरा प्रश्न यहाँ है कि कर्म प्रधान है या भाग्य?
भाग्य में जो लिखा है वो होगा ही, पर कर्म अगर आप दुष्कर्म करोगे तो फिर उधर ही जाओगे ना। Whatever is written in your life, if in your destiny is written, you will become the richest person in your life, in the world. You know that, but you don't work for it. If you think you are sitting at home and you will become the richest person, that's not going to happen. If it's written you are going to become the richest person, that means you have to work for it. So कर्म प्रधान।
अगर कर्म प्रधान है तो गर्मी के दिनों में 45 डिग्री सेल्सियस में उड़ीसा के जो मजदूर हैं वो मिट्टी काटते रहते हैं पूरी जिंदगी, उनसे ज़्यादा मेहनत कौन करता है?
That's politics involved in it. थोड़ा बहुत तो politics हो गया इसमें सर। आपके क्वेश्चन में नहीं, in that situation, they are working hard but they are not getting the resources. Let's say we are making in Pali, we are making a sculpture. Gurji is working on it for the past 27 years. The construction is going on. So we have 800 to 900 workers working every single day for the past 27 years non-stop. उन सबको हमने घर बना के तो दिया। अब घर बनाने के बाद हमने देखा 1 महीने बाद, 2 महीने बाद, 1 साल बाद घर में कोई और रहेगा। They rent it off to someone else. उनको आप दे भी दोगे, it's hard for them to maintain it. It's hard for them to live in that because the expenses are so high. And that somewhere the government's involvement is there. So it's a political aspect.
धन्यवाद।
बाकी फोन पे चर्चा करें।
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, Swami. We'll have another full session some other time with proper planning.
Puri _official, whoever wants to ask any more questions.
Yeah, that will be fine. And about Karma Pradhan, Dharma Pradhan, how I look at life and how I understand spirituality and practice it is, yeah, man is saying that man is the creator of his own destiny and there is sense in it. And it is applicable to those men is irrespective of gender, as a species, who are connected to their higher source. And spirituality is all about connecting to our higher source. If I am connected that way, then I can create my destiny. As he has, Swami has rightly given the example of running. The wisdom line was not there, but he made a line himself.
Now it's your refreshment break, so I'll be after the time.
May I request Sudhir sir to run the proposition of vote of thanks on the session.
Good morning once again. I think we all had an enlightening session with Swami Ji. This was planned at a very short interval. So I would like to thank all the staff being involved here. First and foremost, I thank Swamiji for coming on to our campus, and this is a good connect, almost after close to a decade. And you have very nicely and elaborately put up your views and your being with us for a short duration, maybe of 2 years. But whatever you have gained in your life, this was a real highlight for all of us. We can very proudly say that children who pass out from the portals of SBA, they are excelling in different fields of life. Spirituality, holding on to the tradition, and taking the knowledge sphere to a different level. Sardar Birla Academy will always be indebted to you reaching greater heights. We can also proudly say our alumni, they are not only leading in field of engineering, business, management, but also in the field of culture, tradition, and the knowledge domain. So I'd like to thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule. You still are connected. You are one of the well-wisher of Sardar Birla Academy. We will always be very, very happy and request you for another visit, as Subrata sir has said, that a very elaborate and well-planned program may be with you, sir. So thank you on behalf of Sardar Birla Academy. A big round of applause and cheers for them.
One more proposal for the administration department. Whenever the closure tracks for 6th grade come to Rajasthan, you're most welcome to come to our show.
I request all the students to please sit